All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Good to see everybody out there. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining in from. My name is Jeremy, and I am the host of today's session, and I'm excited to be with you guys. I own and operate a talent management company. We work with talent worldwide, looking for actors and models. And of course, today we are going to talk industry with everybody here. So I hope you guys are excited. If you want to put questions in the chat as we're talking with my special guests here about the industry, feel free to type in those questions. We'll try to address as many of your questions today as possible. But as usual, our goal today is to solve all the world's problems. So that's what we're going to do. Hope you guys are ready for that. We have an hour to do that. So be sure to ask some good world problem questions for us as we are going through this and solving those problems for everybody out there. So it's good to see everybody. I'm glad to be with you guys. I love Saturday sessions with everyone. So yeah, hit me up in the chat. We'll talk with everybody here, but I do have a special guest I'm excited for. I'm going to go ahead and bring her on. Let's see here. There she is. Hello. Welcome. Hi, Shawn. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you and your time and spending some time with us today. But I wanted to ask, first of all, for those people who maybe don't know you, if you could introduce yourself to everybody and let them know who you are and maybe some of your, experience and what you currently do, and give a brief history of who you are.
You got it. I'm happy to do it. Thank you again for having me. I love these sessions as well, sharing experience and knowledge with the actors. It's always fun. I am Shawn Brogan. I am CEO, founder, and one of the agents here at the Brogan Agency. We are a full-service talent agency located in Los Angeles. We're representing actors for film, TV, commercial, print, streaming, gaming, music videos, industrials, infomercials, plays, voiceovers, everything across the board. I say we're exclusive, but if you don't live in California, I do recommend and insist that you have a local agent in your regional markets. But if you're for California, we take you exclusively. But we do represent around the world and talent all around the world. We have a wonderful team of agents. So we break it down to departments. So one agent handles you for commercials, another for film, another for TV, so on and so forth. We have been in business for close to 28 years. It'll be 28 years in March, had the agency. We're considered a boutique agency. We only have about 300 clients, 200 adults, 100 children. So it's very manageable, very hands-on. We almost operate like a management firm with the extra detail that we take to attention. So yeah, about almost 30 years I've had the agency. I've been so fortunate to be in this industry for the past, I think, about 42 years. I started my career in the music side of the business, and that was a lot of fun. I got a big break early in my career. The great late Michael Jackson met me and hired me to go on the road with him. And I toured all of North America for about a year, learned a lot. He was such a great educator and such a great guy. He taught me so much about the business. And then I went on to work for Capitol Records, EMI Records, and then A&M Records, and then into music management. I've worked with a lot of incredible talent. It kind of sounds like I'm name dropping. I don't like to name drop, but it's part of my resume. But I've worked with very closely with the following: Queen and Sting and Phil Collins and Jeffrey Osborne and Chaka Khan and David Bowie, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Then I looped back around and started working with Janet Jackson, and then her brother Marlon kind of kept coming. They kept coming into my life. I wasn't stalking them, but it just kind of happened that way. Lots of wonderful, incredible talent. They taught me so much. And in retrospect, looking back, there's three things that every one of them had in common, all these successful, talented people. And I like to share that with actors. The first thing, obviously, is extraordinary talent. You got to have that. But most importantly, they all had such great attitudes. They were kind, nice, easygoing, polite people. Really so important. And the third thing they all had in common was they had incredible work ethic, the most incredible work ethics I've ever seen. And I've never said this in my life about success in this industry, but I swear, if you have those three elements working for you at the same time, I can guarantee you success. Extraordinary talent, great attitude, polite, no ego, and incredible work ethic. But you need all three of them. You can't have one without the other two. You can't have extraordinary talent and not have a good work ethic. You're just not going to get anywhere. Prince would still be playing guitar in mommy's basement if you didn't have an incredible work ethic. It doesn't matter how talented you are. If you're not backing it up with hard work, we're not getting places. So if you have those three things happening, I think we can make success for you. Yeah. So we work hard. We expect our talent to work hard. We love what we do. We get the standard for every agency, 10% on gross income. We get paid by your commissions, and that would be 10% on SAG jobs of gross income and 20% of your gross income from non-union and print work. And that's the only way we earn a living. We need our tools to do the job. It's headshots, resume, demo reel, all that good stuff. Depending on where you're at in your career. But we do need a demo reel to sell you. These are our tools that we need to get you in front of the right people in this industry to get you success.
Well, I love it. Like we could probably just end the session right there. Just take notes on what you just said, and we are good to go.
Oh God, we got 45 more minutes. All out there.
No, that was great. I love that. So you started with music, and it's funny that you mentioned Janet Jackson. She was my first concert I ever went to.
I love that. Great. It was the days. She was so shy and timid and sweet and just lovely. It was a fun experience breaking her out.
The concert I went to, she had an opener, and I was running a little bit late. And I thought, well, it's just the opener. It's my first concert ever. But I was like, well, openers are usually like those no-name people that, nobody really knows about, up-and-coming artists. And, I'll be okay. It's fine. I'm 30 minutes late. No big deal. And I get there, and the opener was Usher.
Oh, gosh.
And at the time there was one song on the radio. That's all he had at the time. And of course, when he performed, he's great, right? He's a talented performer. And so I was like, man, I missed this. I was so mad at myself.
I bet. You never know. Those opening acts are up and comers. They're on the
right. Exactly. So obviously he's had a successful career ever since, and I'm sure being a tour with Janet Jackson has helped with that. But I want to talk to you a little bit. So you've been in the business, and you're currently working with your agency and talent agency, and you got started. I love how everybody starts somewhere in this industry, and they kind of change jobs and roles until they find the perfect fit. Right. And
it's insane. You just never know where you're gonna end up. I did not start out wanting to be a talent agent and owning a talent agency. It's just the journey takes you to these crazy places.
Right. That's what I was going to actually ask you. When you first started, I know you said you started way a while ago in the music side of things. What was the goal, or what were you aspiring to be?
I wanted to be in the music business. I was a latchkey kid. I came home and watched MTV every day. And I really had a passion for music. It was like ridiculous. And I realized young that I better like what I'm doing for the rest of my life, because they're going to be doing a lot of it. So I thought, there's got to be business behind this music stuff. There's got to be. What do you do? And I decided I want to be in the music business. So here's what I like to tell talent too. Utilize your hometown. What's right there in front of you first. That's your first step, is outgrow your own hometown. So what did I do? I'm in Coral Springs, Florida. I want to be in the music business. What do you do? Where do you start? So I went down to the local venue. It had all the acts that would come in, all the big, it was a shed, 5,000 seater Sunrise Musical Theater. And I begged them for a job. I drove them crazy. And they finally gave me a job as the green room hostess. Best job I've ever had in my life. I wish I had it now. No stress. I fulfilled the writer requirements, which was, setting up the green rooms, and then I would get them ready to go on stage. The artist would come in. May I help you? I'm here to be your host for the night. And it was just a magical experience, just watching the artist transform from their regular person into the performer that they're going to be tonight. And I did that for 5 years. My boss told me, I'll give you this job. You want to be in the music business? Fine. I'll give you this job. You're to be a fly on the wall. You're not to speak unless you're spoken to. And you just sit there and you listen, and you will learn a lot. And boy, did I. And we worked with artists from Frank Sinatra to Joan Rivers to Billy Idol to any hot act that was happening at the time would go through Sunrise Musical Theater. So I've got like so many wonderful stories about all the artists that I worked with at Sunrise. But it was just such a great learning experience. And people ask me, how did you get that job with Michael Jackson? And I used to say that I was at the right place at the right time. And I was, but I realized in retrospect that I put myself to be in the right place, to be seen at the right time. I surrounded myself in the music business of what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I stayed there 5 years and just learned and learned and learned and learned. And then one night, my boss was having a meeting with the Michael Jackson people. And he said, oh, wait, they wrapped the meeting. So wait, we need a girl. We need a girl for a few weeks because we lost her in production. Do you have anyone? And at that moment, Jack Boyle changed my life and looked up and said, Shawn, what are you doing the next couple of weeks? I'm like, huh? I don't know. Being young and naive, be careful. I said, at the time, I wasn't sure I was going to go in music business or ad agency. So I was a receptionist at an ad agency during the day, and I worked at Sunrise at night. And the idiot me says, well, I don't know. I have my day job. And the boss, thank God the guy was quick, and he says, do your bosses have children? And they said, yes. They said, well, what if we got them backstage passes and tickets to see the Michael Jackson show? Do you think they'd let you off? I said, yes. I think that'll work. Those bosses yelled at me. They're like, what is wrong with you, girl? You have opportunity knocking on your door and you're worried about this stupid receptionist job. Are you kidding me? Anyway, so after my 2 weeks, I worked hard. I worked so hard. I got a knock on my door from Michael's security guard. We called him the Glove. And he says, the Glove wants to see you. And I'm like, the Glove wants to see me? Oh my God, what have I done? In the golf cart. And I was dying. I'm just, what have I done, George? What have I done? And he said, just calm down. So he takes me to Michael. And I walk into this huge conference room and at the stadium, and there's all these people, and Michael's sitting there, and he says, you've done a really good job, and we want to take you on the road with us for the rest of the year. Are you available for the next year? Yeah. And I can do this. And again, being naive. And I'm like, Michael, you got to understand, I've never done this before. And you've got the best of the best out here. And you just need to know I've never done this before, but I'm going to work really, really hard for you. He says, it's fine. Calm down. And this I like to share with you guys. He says, you're smart and you have a good work ethic. You're going to be fine. We like it when you didn't know anything because we can train you our way. So you're fine. So off I went. So work ethic really does pay off. I had a point there. What was it? I lost track. Lost my train of thought. Anyway.
Well, so you went on tour with them for a year?
So then I went out on the road for a year. Yeah. I was
That's amazing.
Because the first stop we made, my boss had a nervous breakdown and was taken away, and I had to take over the job, and I had to do production. I was a production manager, which meant I would pull into we'd pull into town, and my first call would be to the fire marshal, and we'd lay out the entire backstage. Food world goes here, dressing room world there, production here, and where everything went. And I'd order porta potties and fencing and visqueen and just get everybody set up and then do production. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. Lots and lots.
I bet. Yeah,
let me tell you a quick little story about work ethic, just real, if we have time. One morning I was working in my trailer. It's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I heard noise on the stage, and his stage was off limits. I had a 24-hour security guard sitting on that stage at all times because it was made of plexiglass. And if, a soda was spilled on it, he couldn't do the moonwalk. It had to be pristine at all times. So one morning I hear noise on the stage. It was the night after a show. I'm like, oh my God, who's on the stage? So I go running out to the stage, and who do I see? Michael Jackson. 9 o'clock in the morning, sitting there dancing away. I was like, Michael, what are you doing? He says, oh, hi. He goes, I missed some steps last night. You missed some steps last night. I said, no, nobody noticed you missing any steps last night, Michael. The show was sensational. He goes, oh, no, I know. And I messed up a few things, and I've got to get it right. Now, mind you, he was the biggest star in the world at the time, bigger than Taylor Swift and Beyonce put together. I mean, he was huge. And here he is, 9 o'clock in the morning, working on his act. I was just blown away. I was like, and that's why you're the king of pop, Mr. Jackson. Go at it. He didn't have to do that, but he did. But that's why he was who he was. He worked that hard.
Right. Absolutely. I love that. Those 3 points, like you said, obviously talent is key, but work ethic, without the work ethic, you could be the most talented person in the world, but not be seen by the world.
Exactly. And if you're a jerk, you might last 5 minutes instead of 5 years. Just be pleasant, be nice, be easygoing, be grateful to be there, be in the room.
Right. Absolutely. Now, with the music industry, obviously you have a lot of knowledge and background in that. And I want to talk about what you're currently doing with your agency. You represent music as well as actors and everything, or what do you guys really specialize in?
I have a handful of musicians from my past, musicians that work with famous acts, like I have a lot of the guys from Santana and guys from the old Tom Petty band and stuff. But we don't have like a music department. I'd like to develop one at some point, but we just handle actors, for film and TV and all those departments, and nurture them and develop them and get them out in front of the right people that need to see them.
And do you work with all ages as well?
All ages. Yep. We call it newborn to 90, diapers to diapers.
I love that. Now, you mentioned that you're like a boutique agency, right? So as a boutique agency versus a non-boutique agency, what does a boutique agency offer versus like a CA?
Because we are so manageable that we can give you extra attention and extra love that you desperately need. We're more hands-on. We walk you through the process a little more. We help you edit pictures, get you with the right photographer, get you in the right classes. We can actually answer the phone and talk to you when you need us. I'm really big on communication, professionalism, loyalty, communication are my 3 big things. You've got to have those elements. But as far as I'm concerned, we're business partners once you sign with the Brogan Agency. So we just need to approach it like a business partnership. But I think just more hands-on, being manageable. And I guess we can offer that a little bit more. We also have a lit department too. I don't think I mentioned that. It's separate from the actor stuff, but we do have that available.
Nice. And so obviously being a smaller agency helps you be more hands-on, but what some actors I don't think understand or realize, they think, oh, I want to be at the big agency. But sometimes you can get lost in those big agencies, or you can not get the work that you need.
Talk about this for a minute. Okay. Yeah. I love signing new talent, brand new talent. This is going to sound corny, but it's going to have a little highlight into my character. I like to be the Michael Jackson in your life. Michael believed in me before anyone should have, could have, or would have, and should have, and I like to be that person in these young actors' lives. But we're a good agency. We're really good at what we do. And if you haven't had an agent before, you don't have anything to compare it to. So what happens sometimes when I have brand new talent and we start rocking and we're rolling and we're cooking, you're going on auditions, you're booking jobs, we're doing what actors are supposed to do. I'm doing what an agent's supposed to do, and everything is going great. And my beginners look across the street and they see that big 20-story building and they think, oh, I'm doing so good at this boutique agency. I'll do even better at that big building. Biggest mistake you could ever make. Trust me. We're all dealing with the same casting directors, the same projects, the same TV shows. When you found magic in this business, if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it. Leave it alone. Let it be. Don't let your ego take over and think that it's all because of you. I'm such a great actor. I'm doing good just because of me. Don't forget the team that's behind you that's doing this too. It's a team effort. We're all working together. And if you found that magic, you better hang on and hang on tight, because it's heaven. It's magic in this business. I've had a few actors do this and go across the street to CAA after they start rolling. I get them on that series regular, and now they're cooking. And I swear every time it's ever happened in 6 months, they're knocking on my door with flowers and candy, begging me to take them back, because CAA won't even return their phone call now. Okay. And now I'm disgusted. You cheated on me. You want me to love you just same as I did? Really? And take that momentum back and that excitement? Oh, I probably won't take you back, you know?
Right.
So my point is, when you found it, magic, and it's not broken, leave it alone. If you feel you need to add more, this is where you bring in the communication feature to your agent and talk to us. I do have a couple people at CAA. We're sharing them. We're sharing the talent. That can be done. We can do that. We can co-agent with each other. You know, instead of that actor having a manager, they have me and CAA. Call me whatever you want. Just give me my 10%. I don't care if you want to call me a manager or an agent. But you don't want to cut off the mothership, the one that loved you, the one that nurtured you, the one that got you there, that brought you into port. It's not a good idea. You want to cut those lines to go out to sea by yourself? No. And you want to be the big fish in the small pond, because we're going to give you so much attention and love, and it's not broke. But we can bring in extras if we feel it's necessary. I find the only thing that benefits us for those big boys is the in-house packaging that they do. Other than that, we're all doing the same doggone thing with the same casting directors and the same networks and the same studios. But they do have those big in-house packaging. That means when they represent the producer, the director, the writer, you know, they have all of them are in-house, and then they just in-house looking for the actors to fulfill these roles. But it's called packaging, and it's kind of not fair, but it is what it is. Like, at that stage, you can do that, and more power to them. But I think that's the only benefit you get that I can't offer, you know, really. I mean, I know you all say, oh, the contacts. I've got all the contacts. I've spent 30 years building relationships with these casting directors. I'm working with the big leagues here. ABC, NBC, Fox, CW, you name it, Disney, you know, Tyler Perry Studios, HBO, Netflix. You know, we're working with all of these guys, just like CAA. I have the same relationships.
Right.
So, you know, it's a personal thing, and it's something you should discuss with the agent. You don't want to kick someone to the curb that's worked so hard to get you where you need to go. That's just bad karma too. You know, or to Emma Fitzpatrick, no, you haven't. That girl is on her way up, and she pulled the rug out from under us, and now we don't hear from her. She started rocking and rolling and got her some great work, and she decided to have her boyfriend manage her. Within 6 months, her career just went down the tubes.
Well, and what people don't also need to understand is that a casting director, they don't really care where the talent, who represents them.
No,
right? No. You know, they don't look at that side of things and say, oh, right. They just look at the talent, and if they love the talent.
And they don't care if those 3 little SAG words are on the resume either. They're looking for good actors. They don't care if you're union or non-union. They want to fill the role, whatever that might be. Let me tell you, these cast directors much prefer dealing with me than CAA. They flat out tell me, I love calling you. You're nice. It's a pleasure to talk to you. You don't argue with me. You know, do agents really argue with you? Who the heck does such a thing? But I spent a lot of time early in my career starting this agency, building relationships with casting directors. I learned that real fast that, oh, they're my source. They're my bank. Let's make relationships with these guys first. And I did. And now they're all my friends. They're industry family. We go to lunch, brunch, cruises, vacations, happy hours together. We hang out. We love each other. And we are industry family. We're tight. But I always tell them, like, I know them. I have the relationship, but they don't know you. And this is why you need to do your auditions. You have to do every audition. You need to get in the room. There's only a handful of casting directors. They're the gatekeepers. So they need to get to know you as an actor. They need to get to know you. And they do that by you sending in your self-tapes and doing the job that you're here to do. And I know that I get this question all the time. How can I stand out to casting directors on my self-tapes? How do I stand out and be memorable? And I have the answer. I've asked them myself, and I get the same answer from every casting director I ask. It's really simple and it's really obvious, but it's the truth. You're not going to like the answer, but this is the truth. I have the answer. Be a great actor. That's how you stand out. That's how you become memorable to casting directors. Be fabulous. That's it. No confetti, no glitter, no bells, no whistles, no spelling your name differently so you stand out. Be a great actor. They'll never forget you. They're looking for great actors. And if they don't want you for this role, they're going to save you for another role. You know, very often the auditions go like this. It's self-tape, and they'll have the casting associates, the casting director, someone maybe from the network, the director, a producer in that room watching your self-tape, and they'll go like this. You know, I like this Susie. She's a great actress. She fits the specs. I don't feel her for this role, though. Well, let's just pass on her for this role. But you know the script we read last night, we're going to do next month? Wouldn't she be great for the role of Franny, or name a name? Wouldn't she be great for that role? Oh, yeah, let's put her in that pile. You're winning because you did an audition, you know, so you got another opportunity out of it. So don't focus so much on the little details, guys. Like, I get calls every day of actors saying, I'm not available for the shoot date, so I can't do the audition. First of all, shoot dates change constantly.
Right.
The audition, you're probably not going to get it. It's not an offer. It's an audition. You all think that auditions are offers. They're not. They're opportunities to get in front of a casting director.
Right.
Do it. Turn it in. You most likely aren't going to go forward, but at least they've seen you, and they will put you in that other pile. And, you know,
and what actors need to understand also is that when they get requests for an audition, there's something that the casting liked about them and actually requested that they audition, right? So they're getting an invitation to participate.
And we beat out every casting directors tell me they get 2,000 to 5,000 headshots per role. We beat out thousands of people to do that. And that drives me crazy. I'll get the calls. I get 101 excuses every morning from actors why they can't do an audition. And I'll get the call, well, I'm not right for this. Okay, that one drives me the craziest. You're not right for this. Well, I'm sure glad you're not the casting director. Okay, let me explain something, little actor, that I love so much. I think you're right for it. The casting director thinks you're right for it. You've got two industry experts that think you're right for it. The only person that doesn't think you're right is you. Why are you talking yourself out of a role? There is something there they want to see. Now, keep in mind, too, sometimes these character descriptions, you'll look at the character description and look at yourself and go, I don't see it. Well, it's not your job, first of all, so don't worry about it. But they may have had a meeting that morning, and they may have said, now we want him. They may have made a big character change in it. And then casting went back through pictures, and then they're bringing you in. Okay, so things change. Don't take that word. If it's something crazy like must juggle and ride a unicycle, bring that to the attention of your agent. That I can't do that. That's important stuff.
Right.
So bring that to our attention. It could have been a unicycle, But that kind of stuff, fine, communicate with. But other stuff, just be glad you have the audition and get in there and do it. Do it.
Right.
Good job. Be an actor.
And that's what actors also need to understand is I know it can probably be frustrating as an actor to maybe spend a year submitting auditions and not get a booking, right? But what they need to understand is that is really the job, is auditioning.
You're a working actor now. It doesn't matter if you booked it or not. You're still a working actor, and it might take hundreds and hundreds. But look at it as practice. Look at it as a good thing, not a bad thing. You're being called in. They like you for some one reason or another. We were laughing last night. One of my actors, we're keeping a tally because it's like a joke now. He's been called into Grey's Anatomy 28 times. 28 times. We just laugh. We just laugh. A casting director laughs. I laugh. The actor laughs. We're like, this is hysterical. Really? And most actors go, God, he must not be doing a good job, or there's something wrong. No, he's doing fine. They love him. They want to hire him, but for some crazy real reason or not. And there's times where he's booked it where they said, you know what, though, let's just wait for a bigger role because we like him so much. We don't want him in here just to do 2 lines. Let's wait for a guest star. So, you get, that's the kind of response you want from casting,
Obviously he's doing something right, because if he's been asked 28 times by the same people to audition, right?
There's 2 sides. Like that's actor. We're laughing, we're making a joke about it, we're doing it, and we just think it's funny. That's one type of actor. Then true story, I had another actor who went in for NCIS with Susan Bluestein about 15 times. Okay. I called him again. He got another time with NCIS, and he goes crazy on me. Absolutely ballistic. F her, how dare her keep calling me in? She knows who I am. She knows. F, I'm not going to go in again. She knows it. Wow. Really? Okay. Good attitude. He got dropped because that's just a horrible attitude. You should be happy about these things. You're winning. Go for it. Yeah. So you want to just roll with the flow, go with the punches, don't take it, so personally, really, please stop taking the rejection. They're not rejecting you. They don't know you well enough to reject you as a person. It just went a different direction. There are 101 reasons. This is why I don't drop talent for not booking. Most agencies will. If you're doing everything else right, there are too many factors that go into a booking that have nothing to do with the actor. I had one actress not book the job, and everyone in the room loved her. They wanted her. It was huge. It was a series regular. They wanted her so bad. I mean, the producer, the directors, the casting, everybody, the network, everybody wanted her except one producer. One producer. He said, absolutely not. They're like, why? She's perfect. Nope, not going to happen. Why? She wears the same perfume as my ex-wife. True story.
Yeah, no, I believe it.
So point is, don't take it personal, guys. Really, it has nothing to do with you. Blame Estee Lauder, it's her perfume. It's too much havoc on your self-esteem. Don't take it personal. On to the next. To the next. And yeah, go ahead.
And casting may love you, like you said. Casting loves you. They want you, and that's why you've kind of made it through. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it might not be their decision, and they can only choose one person for that role. That's their job, right? So
it's not their decision. This is a little wise tale people don't even know. Casting don't make a decision. They're an extension of me. They're on to pitch you and plug you to the network, the producer, or the studio, or the director. They don't make the decision. The network makes the decision, or the studio head makes the final decision. And that's it. That's, it's all there is to it. They recommend. Casting directors will pitch you. They will plug you. They will recommend you. They're just narrowing it down for them, but they don't make the final decision. They don't. They don't. But they can be a fan. I love it when I call to pitch an actor and the casting director says, oh, I'm a big fan of Tom Smith. I love him. I just don't. I don't think he's right for this, though. He's got the right specs. He's just not right for this. I'm not feeling it. Okay, great. I love to hear that. That means we've booked that room. They know you and they like you and they're looking out for you. And that's
Right.
because
So
you
that
did all the auditions.
part of and so part of the job as the actor, of course, is just to do a great job each and every time, be excited about it each and every time, and we build fans, get in those
Absolutely.
rooms.
Be good every time. I don't care if it's a music video to a series regular audition. You want to do a good job every single time. It's fine. And stop worrying about your competition. You can't do anything about it. They're here to stay. You happen to choose the highest competitive field of business that there is. Ignore them. Forget them. Don't do anything about it. Work on you and your acting skills. Don't worry about that person sitting next to you is going to go in that callback. You have just as much of an opportunity to get that as they do. I don't care if you've seen them on TV 150 times and you're thinking you're just hurting your own head. So just don't worry about the competition. There's nothing you can do about it. But what you can do is be the best actor you can be and get your job done and quickly as you can do it, meaning auditions and stuff like that. Just focus on you. Don't worry about the others.
The reason why I'm a retired actor is because every audition I went to, and I'm sitting there, Chris Hemsworth sitting next to me every time, and I just got so tired of losing to him that I. Just kidding. So with being an agent and being in the industry all these years, is there a common myth among talent that doesn't have representation that you wish aspiring talent would know? Is there's
so
something
many
out there that
let me tell you, first thing first, do not take business advice from other actors, please. Only take acting advice. That's their wheelhouse. That's what they know about. But business advice, every time I get the craziest request from an actor, I'm like, oh my God, an actor told you that, didn't they? And they're like, oh, how'd you know? Are you clairvoyant? No, it's insane. It's crazy. They make up crazy, silly little myths. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. For instance, let's just take one. Your demo reel must be 3 minutes or 4 minutes, not longer. Why? Why? You can make your demo reel as long as you want it to be. Doesn't matter. We got a cool little thing. It's called a mouse. We hit stop and pause when our attention span's up or when we've seen all we need to see. Don't cut your reel in half because it's past 3 minutes. Who cares? Let it roll. Put all your good work on there. It's fine. Doesn't matter how long it is. So yeah, there's lots of little mythy things that make me kind of crazy. But just don't take business advice from actors. Take acting advice from actors, and take the business advice from the experts like Jeremy and me and others.
Well, and also just be careful who you do take advice from.
Yeah. You're getting advice from your competitors. Let's not forget that. Right. How are they telling me the truth about this, or is it the opposite? But yeah, they just don't generally know. They're good at acting stuff, but just go through the experts for business advice.
Or don't get advice from your crazy Uncle Fred who thinks he knows everything about the business and has never worked a day in his life in the industry. Right?
And you think just because they're on TV, they know it. Let's talk a little bit, if you don't mind. It's something that's really important to us that we insist on, that our actors constantly stay in class. You have to continually work your craft, always. It's like a football player who gets signed to the NFL and he got his $10 million check. He's got his jersey. He's all ready to go. And he says, I got the money. I got the job. I'm not going to work out anymore. We're all going, but wait, you're in the big leagues. You got to work out harder.
Right.
Same here. When you get an agent, you're with the big leagues now. You're going to be up in front of some of the biggest networks and studios in the world. And you better be ready when they call. So constantly stay in class. We kind of graduation. Like I just had a girl that graduated last week. She doesn't have to take classes anymore because she's consistently working. She's working at least 3 to 4 days a week as an actor on set. She's practicing her craft 4 days a week. That's fine. Great. I told her you're getting paid to go to class now. I mean, granted, she's a beginner, but she's doing, and don't freak out, everybody. She's doing vertical shorts because she's just starting out. She has no demo reel. She has no experience. I know it's a big vertical shorts. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, when you're starting out, I need tape copy on the girl. I need her to get some experience. I need her to put some stuff on a resume. She's booking left and right. She's having a ball. These are multi-million-dollar studios they're working out of. Okay. I know some of the content with vertical shorts is silly and corny, but whatever. When you're just getting started, let's get you some experience. Let me get me some tape copy so I can go sell you to the networks.
Right.
And people, I love, oh, here's another myth that actors make up. Oh, that'll be bad for my career. Okay. First of all, let's get a career. I don't really say this out loud to them, but I'm just going to say it to you guys. You don't have a career. Maybe I don't here, but you don't have one yet. So don't worry about it being bad. Second, the only thing that's going to be bad for your career is bad acting. Seriously.
Right.
I used to, in the old days, nudity or porn would be bad. You know, nowadays it's so acceptable. I don't think anyone cares, but I would frown against that. But other than that, what's going to hurt your career? Bad acting. Only bad acting. There is no producer on this earth that's going to look at your resume and go, oh, they did a short film last year. They did a vertical short. I'm not hiring them. No one's doing it. Now they might look at that and go, oh, look at that horrifying acting job. That will lose you the job. But just be a good actor all the time and nothing's going to hurt your career.
And I say this, I've said this before, you know, Bonnie Wallace, Dove Cameron's mom, I was talking with her a while back and she was telling me how when Dove first started, her big breakout role was on the show Shameless. She had a reoccurring small part in that series. And her dream was to be on Disney, like to star in a Disney show. And this is obviously before Liv and Maddie. But when she got that part on Shameless being kind of more adult content show on HBO, she was worried. She was worried, oh no, this will hurt my Disney opportunity.
Oh, right. Sure.
And she was on the show, I think 3 or 4 episodes is what she ended up being. I don't know what season it was, season 3 or something like that. But that was actually her big break. That's, you know, they saw her on that show and when she went into audition for Disney.
It's all stepping stones. Everything in this business, you work with one thing, it's going to lead you to the next.
Right.
Yes. Now let me back up a little bit. When I was talking about vertical short stuff, these are for beginners. You know, like yes, we are very selective once we get you out and you know on series and things of what we're going to do next, and we really think about it thoroughly. Okay, villain in this one. Let's go look for a romantic lead now. You know, so then we start really putting some thought into it. But these beginner early stages just work.
Right. Yeah. And also take it be as passionate about the job and the role, even if it doesn't pay a lot, even if it's, you know, if it's your first, second, third time on set and it's not a big opportunity, it's a small part.
Let me tell you how success happens in this business. Repeat business. That director worked with you on this little thing. He's not staying in that realm. He's not going to stay and do music videos for the rest of his life. He's going to go on and do a film or a TV show or commercials, and they'll take you with them. I watch it all the time, Yeah, we worked with him in the past. We love him. Let's bring him back. Clint Eastwood was good for that. You know, he was good for that. He would always bring people back. I got a cute little quick Clint Eastwood story. I had one of my clients booked 4 seasons. What was it? 4 seasons. Yeah. What was it called? Anyway, the band was 4 seasons and they had a 5th member. And my client was in the movie as the 5th member. But the network said, you know, Clint, we need to cut it back a bit. We got to cut the 5th member out and put more music in. Well, Clint was heartbroken. He called me personally to tell me that my client was cut. And it was so sweet. He said, I'll think of him in the future. I said, oh, thank you, Clint. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. A few years go by. I get a call from Clint again. Hey, I'm doing this movie. Oh, I want to call it The Assassin. Is that right? The sniper. Yeah. He goes, yeah, I want to bring him back for my new movie, Sniper. He's going to play the sniper. I was like, oh, great. Thank you. They don't forget, you know, they're really good. So, you know, things happen though, you know, you get cut out and that's all part of the growing process, being an actor, you know, that was a heartbreak. My guy had a big lead and that was a big move for his career. And then he got cut out.
Yeah,
It was the hardest call I ever had to make. Oh, anyway.
what what do you tell an actor who's maybe getting, opportunity after opportunity, but not booking anything, or feel like nothing's happening momentum wise? What's your pep talk to them?
I'll start by probably getting notes from some casting directors to see why. And if they're the regular reasons, oh, they just went in this direction, this direction, this direction. You're winning. I'm sorry, but you're winning. Believe it or not, these losses are wins. You're going in, you're getting seen, you're doing the job, you're a working actor. It's just all part of the game. The right fit will come. Don't worry. Don't get discouraged. Keep going forward. It's right around the corner. I promise. It really is. You're on the path. You're on the right path. Rejection is good. It means you're in the game. I used to tell my team every day, okay, let's try to fail 50 times today, and that means we're going to pitch 50 people. And if they say no, they say no. And at least we tried, and it's just about casting the net, throwing that line out, just keep doing what you do. It's a good thing. Don't get discouraged. Don't get mad at yourself. It's not your fault you didn't book it. If you put the work in, if you did everything right, you turned it in on time, you worked hard on it. You don't need to beat yourself up. You didn't do anything wrong. I had someone not book the job because the freckle was on this side of the cheek and not this side of the cheek. Such an easy fix. Makeup.
Right.
But no, so don't take it personal again. You just put your work in, and it will. Just put your nose to the grindstone. Don't look up until you get that book in,
And there's nothing you can do about, a freckle being in the wrong place, or being too tall, or
that has nothing to do with your acting skills or you as a professional actor. There's nothing to do with it at all. But they're the silliest reasons I've heard. That's why I don't want you guys taking that word rejection and running with it.
Right.
It's not personal. It's just the name of the game. And if you can't handle it, then this might not be the right business for you. But you got to just take them all as wins. Every audition you get, you're winning. You're in front of another casting director that can help further your career. And again, they don't forget, they're elephants. I tell you, they have the best memories. It's mind blowing, actually.
Well, you know what it is too. It's you stood out to them, and so you're different, and so they remember that, right? Because they're seeing hundreds of audition tapes, every day of the week.
Hundreds and hundreds. Yes. And I probably shouldn't give out this tip, but I will. Don't wait till the deadline, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
In early. Are you kidding? I have a 48-hour rule around here. You have to have every audition turned in within 48 hours. I don't care what casting says, with the exception of plays, live plays. I let you run it through because that's always more, singing and dancing. But because I sit on this side of the desk and I get those calls. I'll have an audition for an actor. I'll send it out on Monday. It's not due till Friday. Casting's calling me on Wednesday telling me that it's at network and we're waiting for approval. And thank you for turning it in so early. I get a call Wednesday afternoon and then she says, network approved it. Let's book it. And I've got this job wrapped and closed Wednesday afternoon. And the loser actor's laid on the couch going, it's not due till Friday. You lost out. Now, think about the logic in this. This is why I started this rule. Anything that's ahead of schedule in this industry, we're saving money. So what happened in that situation was casting was thanking me profusely for turning it in early. She is a hero to production because she got this wrapped and done 2 days ahead of schedule. They're loving casting director. Casting director's loving me. Actors loving me. And everybody's happy, So this is part of your competition. The early bird gets the booking, and she's done. They're happy. Nobody wants, and the thing is, think about it too. You've got 250 self tapes to look at. You sit down you're a casting director. You sit down to look at them. Bump, 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 bump. You found the guy. 10 in. He's the guy. I don't need to go further. He's the one. Boom. Because he turned it in early.
Right. And so there's no point in watching the other 240.
Exactly.
Because that's just wasting your time, and you've already found the guy.
Found him. Finished.
And that's the other thing I always try to tell new and aspiring talent is that, get really good and really comfortable with self-tapes and become quick with being able to do your setup. So practice that at home. Those of you who don't have representation today, who may be watching, get a self-tape setup at home and practice, because imagine you're the person that spent 3 hours to film this 30-second self-tape, and you got it in, and casting went through 10 tapes, and you happen to be number 12, and they chose the person off of number 10. You spent 3 hours of your life on something that they didn't even watch. You know, but if you were able to do that quickly and maybe just spend a half hour on it, it's so much better for everybody involved. Absolutely. Including you, they can turn it in faster, right?
And there's little tips, you know, make sure you have a ring light. I'm a great example of a bad example right here today. Brownness behind me. I'm a brunette. What am I doing sitting in front of a brown background? I'm a floating head over here. You know, you want to have a nice contrasting color behind you. African Americans, don't put black or brown behind you. Caucasian, don't put yellow, tan, or white behind you. You know, a nice contrast. So you pop. It's little things that go a long way. And good ring light. I don't even have that. I'm a good, don't do what I'm doing. Ring light and good audio. And what we used to do, what we would do at the office when self-tapes first started, is we just took a wall and we put a curtain rod on it. And we went to the 99-cent store and got a whole bunch of different colored shower curtains and just hung them. And so we would pull the shower curtain for whatever color we wanted.
Right.
It's really simple and easy to do, but you got to practice it. And this is the new first impression, guys. You know, you can't be standing in front of the refrigerator with kids' artwork and the dog chasing the cat, you know, and another thing, a ceiling fan above your head, you know, things like that. You can't do that. Will you be proud if CBS watches this? Are you going to be proud if Hulu is watching this and Netflix? You know, that's your first impression now. So it's got to be good. It's got to be good. And just do the words on the page. You're not the writer. Do not change the words around at all. You can add your flair, you know, but big mistake is when they change the words. Don't do that. You're not the writer. You're the actor. You're hired to bring those words to life, not to change them. They have professional writers doing that. And just, stay in your lane.
and you know, setting up that self-tape and being good at that, it doesn't take long, and it's really simple, some things you can do. But the first time you do it, it's going to take a while, right? You know, the first couple of times until you know what it takes to perfect it.
And that's why you practice.
Right.
No excuse. Practice right at home, in your home. Set a little corner aside as your self-taping studio and work on it. Do it.
And like you mentioned in your career, you said that you got lucky, but you really didn't get lucky, because your preparation met opportunity that became luck, right?
Exactly. And I put myself to be in the right place at the right time, you know?
Right. Yeah. And that's what, you know, acting is all about as well. You know, imagine if somebody's out there today and they get an opportunity to work with you and you sign them, and then something comes across your desk later on that afternoon that they're perfect for, but casting needs it by tomorrow. If they didn't put in the practice or to learn all these things.
Exactly. That's why I'm in class, because when I call you for that series regular at CBS, you better be on it. You better be good, because they won't take you back if you're crap. They're just not going to be interested in it anymore. This is not the time to cut your teeth. This is the time to be a pro. And remember, guys, these are huge, major American corporations. They're very conservative, as they've been proving. They're big time American corporations. I know you're in the artsy fartsy field, but you're merging with huge corporations. You can't mess around. You got to be on time. You got to be 15 minutes early or you're late. You got to be prepared. You have to have a good demeanor. You have to present yourself well. You know, they are no joke. They're judging every single thing about you from the beginning, especially these series regulars. Because once you sign up with that, they own you, and you are representing them on a daily. And they're very particular who's representing them and what they're saying and what they're doing. So you got to be careful on your social medias right now, guys, especially now. Okay. Serious. Like, I can't go yelling about Jimmy Kimmel. My actors can't go yelling about Jimmy Kimmel because we'll be banned from ABC. The trickle down of this is very, very scary. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go sharing my point of view anymore because I'm attached to ABC and they won't work with me. It's kind of scary how we're being silenced. But, you know, be careful out there right now, guys, with your stuff, because you'll be representing them one day, hopefully, if we're all doing our job. And they'll be your employer. And
and hopefully you'll be making good money as well, right? You know, that's obviously the reason why.
This is why we go through blood, sweat, and tears. And now we're getting $75,000 to $100,000 per episode.
Right.
Episodes. You know, like, it's fun when we get to that rate. It's really fun. So it's the complete different world. It's a whole new ball game, baby. And you better fly right. They don't mess around. You got to be really, really. I've had people get fired at the table read because they were blowing bubble gum. You know, like, oh, okay. You know, like it's no joke. Yeah. So
well, Shawn, I would love to sit here for hours and pick your brain, especially about your music past. Maybe we'll schedule another session and we'll talk only music or something.
I got asked to, a publishing house asked me to write a book, so I'm in the midst of that now with all my music business.
Congratulations
and stuff. So I know it's what have I done? What have I signed up for? Trying to get
Well, thank you for your time today. I know that you had a busy weekend, I'm sure. And what would be a way, if somebody's out there and if somebody's watching right now and they wanted to, get an opportunity to perhaps work with you or your agency, what would you can recommend that they do?
Feel free to send us your headshot, resume, demo reel, and we are watching now self-tapes of a commercial from home because we have to look at your self-taping skills nowadays to make sure it's right. And you can send your materials to Shawn, SHAWN, at thebrogan That's fine. Then me and the team will review it. And if we like them, we'll set up a Zoom meeting with you. And we do like probably about 4 or 5 people on a Zoom. And I just run down all our policies and procedures and everything that we expect from you and what you'll expect from us. And, that's our new talent meeting, our Zooms now. And
I love it. So I have, it looks like I'm just checking. It looks like there's about 5 million people watching right now. So you'll get a few. No, just kidding. Make sure though. Make sure you do reach out, right, to mention that they got your information for watching us here today. And
yes, thanks for joining everybody. I love being here. I love doing this. Is my favorite part of the job. I like to share experience and knowledge and help beginners and the veterans get through this. It's a tough gig you guys chose for yourself, so we're here to help you. Hopefully.
Well, we love everybody being here today. And Shawn, thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time. I know the last time I saw you, I was trying to think when we saw each other in person last.
Orlando.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago, but hopefully we can get a chance to see each other again. And definitely, I want to dive deeper.
I love your events. Your events are my favorite. One of my favorites. They're just so lovely and classy and well done. I always find great talent and find such good people.
I appreciate that. I tell everybody that they have to say that about my.
You didn't tell me. I mean it. Not kidding.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Again, good seeing you. Hopefully we can see each other soon. And thank you everybody for joining us. We will see you guys.
No questions?
On the next one. Well, that was all the questions for today. That's all the time we have.
Okay, we did. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought the talent were going to ask. Oh, you guys. Well, thank you for having me, and feel free to send your materials. And I appreciate all of your time today as well.
Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Bye, everybody.
You too. Bye-bye.